Lafia. How are you? This is January the 2nd. We're over into the new year, 2021. And hey, I think this year is going to be phenomenal, masterful. It depends on how we harvest, and depends on how we decisions that we make in order to go down the right road, make the right trek. You know how that goes. So, because everything is based on decision. It's just that, we have many different levels and dimensions in order to walk into based upon our decision, so there you go right there. You hear like Rocky in the background trying to get involved a little bit. So today I'm going to pull another card here, and this is basically a card for because you remember I've been pulling cards for the last couple videos or whatever, and let's see what happens, and here, let me give it a cut here. Now, the cards that I am pulling, that I'm pulling from the, and I always show you this, the Tarot of the Orisha, from that deck. So, I find these cards to be very, very interesting, very deep in terms of, let's see what we got here. Let me cut them and pull the card. Boom, voila. This is the same exact card that I pulled in the last reading, and this is no joke. I didn't make this up. I didn't, purposely pull this card out. I shuffled the deck. I shuffled it more than once, quite a few times, and this is what came up. And it's just that wow, this is incredible. But hold on just a minute. I'm going to get Rocky, and excuse me. Usually what I do is start another video or something like that, when he starts barking out, because he's just in the other room. But hey, I better do what I gotta do right now. But like I said, this card, which is the Seven of Earth, and 7 is a magical number. And in my previous video, again, this is the same exact card that I pulled, and hey, what are the chances of that? That's wow. Maybe you can put some words on that, I don't know, but primarily that card deals with harvest and how we harvest the things that that we have sown, you know, depending how we have sown them. You know, I mean, if we did the right thing, we put the right energy in. You know, it's karma. You know, whatever you put in, you get back. You know, so basically, this is what we're dealing with going into the new year. You know, I mean, this year. I mean, there were so many things that happened last year in terms of chaos and, and different things in terms of confusion, in terms of well, I mean, I don't have to, put words on that, but this year it deals with how we are going to take back what we have dealt with, and the level of, what we take back is going to depend on the level of what we have sown in 2020, Now, on this card, a man has climbed the seventh palm, as I was saying, after considering that since the tallest of, or best seen from his viewpoint, the tallest tree, rears the best fruit or more fruit. And they will not be for him, but will be shared with others, So he's climbing this tree in order to get the best fruit because it's the tallest tree of the 7 trees, and you can see some of the fruit down at the bottom that he's already pulled, that look like coconuts or whatever, And, the land is fertile. And, of course, he knows that the fruit will not disappoint him, because he already knows what the land is like. It's just like if you already know that you sown your fruit in fertile land, and if you haven't, then and your fruit ain't right, hey, what can I say, And so time for harvesting, and checking what you have sown to verify that the palm has been faithful by giving its fruits prodigiously, and as loyal and helpful as humanity has been to its environment. A person that does not speculate, but who shares and expects the same from his own group. So if there was any lack of analysis, or sometimes if you're not in the right mind, or your frequency ain't right, or whatever, you make wrong decisions or whatnot, then hey, and this is what time it is. It's not time for all that stuff that they're telling us in the media. It's not time for all that stuff that you read, and all the ups and downs and all the drama and this, that, and other. It's time for us to make our own decision in terms of what we need to do within our heart. And so basically this is where this is going in terms of the reading of the seven earth. There's in other words, if we make decisions very hastily, if we get impatient, it may bring you back little prosperity. We should seek old people's advice, or people who have been there. We should seek our ancestors. We need to get quiet and and seek our ancestors and find out, just go deep into the subconscious and find out which is the right way to go, and that's one of the things. That's what seven of Earth is telling us here, So it's just that, but primarily, things things are going to be good in 2021 because it's the flip side. It's the flip side. And, it's just that the first will be last, the last will be first, and the first will be last. And, hey, that's what the Spirit is saying, all those things. And we're dealing with all those things that have been hidden, all those things that we have, those have done to frustrate and limit, and out of greed, out of non-caring or whatnot. All that stuff is gonna manifest. It's gonna come to the top. The things that are in the shadows are going to hit the light, and and whether let's put it this way. I mean, it's going to happen whether we want it to happen or not. It's just that, that's what Spirit is all about. That's what changes. That's what this shift is all about. So, just get ready, get ready to be prosperous. Get ready to, to find your own strength. Get ready to elevate and level up, because this is what's going to be happening in 2021. I can feel it already. Everything's going to be really all right. Things are going to just come to you, and all those things that, you have suffered for, is going to make the flip-flop. You're going to turn around, and it's going to be all right. It's going to be prosperous. It's going to be abundant, and that's the bottom line, But basically, another thing that I've been working on, and I love to get in the studio and work on my artwork and do my meditation, and my first thing I usually do is light a candle to my ancestors and talk to my mother and my father, my uncles, and those people that have gone on, and they're still here in our DNA. Their energy is still somewhere. Their consciousness is still somewhere. Whatever. Somewhere within inside of us. So we just have to. We had to activate. We had to recognize, and then those things, and then we have to ask and say, hey, I need this. Why don't you guide me? So I can make the right decisions or whatnot. What's going on with this? Hey, where you at? Where you at? So primarily, in other words, we need to talk to our ancestors. We need to let them know that we love them, and but I've been working on this piece here, and this piece here is my interpretation of the goddess Kali, and she's a goddess of change. She could be the goddess of destruction, but Kali, in a sense, she's a Hindu god. She's known as the Black Mother. Some people pronounce it Kali Ma. Kali is a Hindu aspect of Devi, who is the ultimate goddess. Kali is the goddess of the endings of cycles. She's about the shift that is taking place. Death and transformation energy that lets go of the old and brings in the new. Letting go of the old and bringing in the new. Some are threatened by Kali's seemingly destructive power. However, Kali is actually a loving energy that helps free us from fear. She only destroys that which could not keep us, that could keep us in bondage, or which could slow or divert our divine mission. In the same way that a loving mother would take away dangerous items from her children. And so Kali is about change and destruction, and destruction in the sense of making things better, tearing down an old system, that is not working. Sometimes we get into the thing of thinking that, well, maybe we could change some things in the system. Maybe we can like tweak here and tweak there and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, when there's a system that's based upon what you call a lie at its foundation, when there's a situation that's based upon what is right, it's just like being on ice that is too thin, I mean, everything's going to fall through. So the best thing is to let it fall through, if you want to create something new, the best thing is just to get rid of it altogether and, start anew, start something fresh, and that's what Kali is all about, starting that fresh, Kali reminds me kind of like the deity of the goddess of Risha that called Oya, and Oya, is about the wind, and, she's about change and transformation. And, but Kali has the personality of a high energy, supercharged woman on a clear mission, the divine feminine, and, and this is part and parcel where the energy and the spirit and everything is going in this new dispensation, this transformation, we're going into the age of Aquarius, we're in a new frequency, and, and this whole frequency is going towards what you call a divine feminine aspect, feel it in the air, that old maternal, matriarchal, or when I might say patriarchal system is it's gone, it's going, and Kali is one of the energies that is at the forefront of the change, She has an impatient artist temperament, like a stage mom who knows what needs to be done and doesn't have time to argue, So, she said, oh, yeah, hey, we need to get this over here. We need to get that, like, hey, I ain't got time to be messing with your butt, I mean, it's time to make those changes right now. So basically, as you can see, I'm working on this piece, and some of the things, and, like I said, I work through a combination of painting and collage. And I love to work in what you call icons and images, that express some of the ideas that I'm trying to express. It's just that, like, she's at a table. She has some of her elixir. There's a bottle of rum right here. Apple. At the center of her magic ball is a $ for money. The black cat, I even put America is broke, got the white horse, coming out of her wing, coming out of another dimension. And, but as I said, like, I'm still working this piece in, and, it's just that, but thus far, you can see what I'm doing, and as I work along with this piece, as I always tell you, about, how to activate, it's just that I usually use glitter, just like I do on some of the other pieces that other videos that I've shown. I usually activate my deities or angels or goddesses or with glitter on the wings. And the glitter on the wings usually represents what you call the deeper intention. It's all about the act of doing it. And when you do it, you're thinking about what you're doing, and it's just it's in your it's in your visualization, it's in your mind, and you see it in your mind, and you make the connection in your mind or whatnot, and this is the way you activate things through, you can say art, or you can do it any way you want to do it. It's just that it doesn't have to be through a purposeful picture of Kali. It could be just, sometimes, you just get by yourself and just meditate and just see where you want to be and hold that image and hold that thought, hold that visualization in your mind, and, there it is. It's powerful. And then if two people can do it together, that makes it even more powerful. It takes practice, it's just that, because one of the things that we're all guilty of is letting all these other thoughts come in and distract us from our focus, and before you know us, you're thinking about something totally different, and something that's not even important. It's just that something. But she's about courage and determination and direction. She's about focus. She's about motivation. She's about protection, and she's about tenacity. So, it's just that Kali also deals with those things that have to do with the stuff that we've been hiding in our subconscious. Those things that have happened to us in the past, and that is still a reason why we react in certain ways. These things are usually in our shadows. Could be traumas that we experienced, when we were a kid or whatever. Could be a trauma that we experience as an adult. But we hold on to those things, and sometimes we transpose those things into deep inside us, and then as we go on our everyday activities or whatever, those angers, those archetypes, are projected out in terms of how we deal with things on a daily basis. It could be like traffic, and somebody cuts in front of you, you cuss them out, blah blah blah, whatnot. We all do that from time to time, but but as an example, it's how we deal with things that may irritate us, and we may, because there's nothing wrong with getting angry about something, but when you get to a point where your whole constitution is about anger, the way you just relate to everything all the time, and it's done with a red hot kind of attitude, so but to be able to go in and meditate and find those things, and find the reasons why we might have a whole attitude like that, that's diving deep into the shadows. And Kali is really about instigating that activity of trying, finding those things that have created these things that are inside us, our attitudes or our dispositions or whatever, the way we treat other people, the way we treat ourselves or whatever. This is a year to get rid of that. This is a year to say, hey, I'm going to, do my thing, and I'm gonna, have the courage to do my thing the way I do it. I'm not gonna worry about, how other people feel. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm gonna say, hey, sometimes, you don't want to be too blunt to the point you're hurting people, but at the same time, I think that it's important to say, hey, this situation is not for me, and I need to get away from this, or I need to get away from that, and, it's just that I need to think more about what is happening inside, and what is healing, what is not healing, and so this is what Kali is about. Kali is also about prosperity, and she's related to Lakshmi, which is another Indian goddess dealing with prosperity, and it's just that because when you open yourself up and find out what you need and get the courage to make those moves on your own instead of kind of depending on other situations to make the move for you, because if you don't make it on your own, there was going to be something that's going to make it for you, and you already know that, it's just that but I mean, this is a year, and I'm also, of course, speaking about me, this is the year to, think about creating those things where you could establish your own income and, not depend on getting up every morning, going to work. But but it's a blessing. It's a blessing, I'm not going to knock it, but at the same time, we get to that point where, hey, we outgrow certain situations or whatever, and it's time to move on and go for higher levels of existence, So, but basically, again, this is the latest piece that I'm working. The piece is not finished yet, but the piece is. It's called Kali. She's a Hindu goddess, but at the same time, it doesn't make any difference whether she's Hindu or whether she's Oya or whether she's Lakshmi or or whatever. It's just that it's about the energy, and it's about the characteristics. It's about learning and studying her energy, her characteristics, and activating that energy by any means necessary inside of us, because, hey, this is going, again, going into 2021, it's about that Kali energy. It's about, opening up and finding out, what you need to get rid of, It's about those shadows, It's about that fire, It's about, there's certain aspects of Kali that has to do with may seem violent to people, It's just I've seen pictures where Kali have cut off some heads, It's just that in other words, she ain't playing, or whatever, It's just that but that's her energy, and that's the energy that we're gonna need in order to survive this craziness, So basically, again, what I'm dealing with is art and alchemy, the energy of transformation. And as I go on, I will get deeper into some things and deeper into some concepts or whatever. I just kind of like been showing you some or doing some things that are connected to angels and other deities or whatever. But but as you carry on with your journey or whatever, it's just that and it doesn't have to be through art or it's through realization, realizing that we have all those things that are already inside us. So anywho, I not gonna keep you long or whatever. I got Sebastian's up there. She's hanging out at the top of the door. That's her latest hanging place. And hey, and I apologize for Rocky barking in another room, but a lot of times when I start a video and Rocky wants to get involved and Sebastian wants to get involved, and it's just that hey, that's the way it is. But anyhow, thank you again. This is January 2nd, 2021. Happy New Year. And I know that you're going to have a masterful year. And so I will keep, posting videos whether you look at them or not, but basically, and as time goes on, I'll get better and better at dealing with this, what do you call it? Technology, and hey, just have patience with me. Thank you. And till next time, Odabo.